As winter approaches, you'll often hear us mention the polar vortex, a crucial player in our weather. Picture a vast spinning ring of icy air high above the North Pole. That's the polar vortex. Its strong winds act as a barrier, keeping the coldest Arctic air locked away. When the vortex is stable, the UK and Europe usually get milder, wetter winters, thanks to the jet stream bringing in Atlantic air. But if the vortex is disturbed, by sudden stratospheric warming, for example, it weakens and wobbles. This breakdown lets frigid Arctic air escape south, sometimes splitting the vortex into smaller swirls. When that happens, the usual mild westerlies are blocked, and we can get biting easterly winds. That's when the UK can experience deep, cold snow and ice, disrupting travel and daily life. The polar vortex is more than a scientific curiosity. It's the gatekeeper of our winter weather. Its strength or weakness can mean the difference between a typical British winter and a historic freeze. So, understanding the polar vortex helps us prepare for what's ahead. It's a silent force, but when it falters, we all feel the chill. Stay tuned as we explore how this icy guardian shapes our winters. History shows how a weakened polar vortex can transform our winters. The winter of 2009 to 2010 was the coldest in over 30 years, with the vortex's breakdown unleashing weeks of snow and freezing temperatures. In 2012 to 2013, a late-season vortex collapse brought an unusually cold, snowy spring, delaying the arrival of warmer weather. These events often involve blocking highs, huge high-pressure systems over Greenland or Scandinavia that block milder Atlantic air and drag in Siberian cold. The legendary winter of 1962 to 1963, the Big Freeze, saw months of relentless easterly winds and snow, with rivers and even parts of the sea freezing. Even then, the signs of a disrupted vortex were present. These historic cold spells remind us how powerful the atmosphere can be, and how the polar vortex's mood can shape our lives. When the vortex falters, the UK can be plunged into weeks or months of deep freeze. Each event is a lesson in how closely our weather is tied to the drama unfolding high above the Arctic. The past is a powerful reminder. When the vortex breaks, winter can become unforgettable. That's why we watch it so closely. The Beast from the East, in early 2018, is a recent, vivid example. A sudden stratospheric warming shattered the polar vortex, sending Siberian air sweeping across Europe. As this frigid air crossed the North Sea, it picked up moisture, dumping heavy snow on the UK and grinding the country to a halt. The clash with Storm Emma brought blizzards and freezing rain, creating a perfect storm of winter chaos. Scientists had predicted the event weeks in advance, giving time to prepare. The Beast from the East showed how events high above the pole can bring life here to a standstill. It's a stark reminder. The polar vortex's fate can quickly become ours. Forecasting the polar vortex is a scientific challenge. Meteorologists use supercomputers to run long-range models, feeding in data from satellites, balloons, and ground stations. They watch for signs of sudden stratospheric warming and monitor the strength of the vortex's winds. Atmospheric Rossby waves can disrupt the vortex, triggering a breakdown. But even with advanced models, forecasts are about probabilities, not certainties. Sometimes the cold spills into North America or Asia instead of Europe. Other global factors, like El Niño or Atlantic sea temperatures, can nudge the odds. By combining model data and climate signals, forecasters build the best possible picture of the coming winter. It's a blend of science, experience, and a bit of humility before nature's complexity. As December 2025 begins, the big question is, what's in store this winter? Forecast models suggest a higher risk of blocking patterns, high pressure that could steer cold air our way. Some models hint at a weaker, more vulnerable polar vortex, raising the odds of a cold spell in January or February. But there's still uncertainty. Not all models agree, and a mild winter remains possible. The consensus: the risk of a significant cold snap is higher than in recent years, so forecasters are watching the stratosphere closely. We're on alert for any signs of a major event. Among meteorologists, debate is lively this year. Some experts see the weaker vortex as a warning sign, raising the chance of a sudden stratospheric warming. Others point to warm Atlantic sea temperatures, which could blunt or redirect any cold outbreaks. The key is timing and location. For a true UK big freeze, the vortex must weaken just right, encouraging a blocking high over Scandinavia or Greenland. That's notoriously hard to predict more than a couple of weeks ahead. The consensus risk is elevated, so governments and the public should be prepared. No one is forecasting a repeat of 2018 or 1963 yet, but the possibility is real. The message: don't panic, but be ready. With a higher risk of cold weather, now's the time to prepare your home. Service your boiler and bleed radiators to ensure efficient heating. Draft-proof windows and doors, and use thick curtains to keep warmth in. Check your loft insulation. At least 207 mm is recommended. Lag pipes in unheated areas to prevent freezing and bursting. Isolate and drain outdoor taps, and consider leaving heating on low during severe cold. Prepare an emergency kit: torches, batteries, radio, power bank, and some non-perishable food. Know where your stopcock is, in case you need to turn off the water. A little preparation now can save a lot of trouble if a cold snap hits. Stay ahead of the freeze. Your future self will thank you. When temperatures plunge, looking after yourself is vital. Dress in layers. Wool or fleece is best. And don't forget hat, scarf, and gloves. Keep active, eat regular hot meals, and drink warm drinks to maintain energy. Check on elderly or vulnerable neighbours. If you must travel, check forecasts, prepare your car, and carry a winter kit. Stick to main roads and allow extra time. Watch for ice. Wear sturdy shoes and take your time on pavements. Keep paths clear and gritted to prevent slips. Listen to travel advice and avoid unnecessary journeys. Staying safe in winter is about simple, sensible steps. Take care of yourself and those around you. As we look ahead, the science points to a heightened risk of a significant cold spell this winter. The polar vortex is more fragile than in recent years, and models suggest a greater chance of disruption. But remember, increased risk isn't a guarantee. The atmosphere is complex, and outcomes remain uncertain. The best response is to be prepared, at home, on the road, and in your community. We'll keep you updated with the latest forecasts and warnings. Stay tuned, stay ready, and let's see what this winter brings. Whatever happens, we'll be here to guide you through it.